think the quizzes have more than one attempt. Let me open this up and see. Options. Come on. Yeah, I'll have to go in and set them, but I'll go ahead and set this one now for 2 attempts. And it'll always just take your highest score. And I'll go in and set all the quizzes like that. And all the in the post assessment, I'll make that have 2 attempts as well. Because again, my goal is not to try, I'm not trying to fail you. I'm not trying to drag you through the mud. I just want you to learn organic. Let's see, where were we? Assignments, quiz, post. Yeah, so the exams, I'm going to go ahead and lock this folder for now because until it's time to take that first test, because I don't, one of the things I don't recommend is working ahead. Don't try to do week 2 and week 3 ahead of time, because I promise you, you're just gonna end up confused. Just work 1 week at a time, a little. It's an elephant, right? And you're not gonna eat an elephant in one bite. You just take little chunks at a time. Every week, just put the work in, starting on Sunday evening, whenever you take your exam, then boom, you pick that next piece up and just start working on it. I promise you, don't try to work ahead. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually close the weeks 3 through 8. I'm going to close them. So you won't be tempted to try and work ahead and turn other stuff in. If you turn in an assignment in week 5, I'm not going to grade it until it's time for it to be graded anyway. So you might as well just hold your horses and work your way up to that stuff. And I think that's it. Really think that's it. Every module is set up the same way. And the only thing that we're going to have to do is figure out what time those studies, face-to-face study sessions are going to be. And all that stuff is going to be recorded. So those of you who have to work and those of you who can't be there for whatever reason, it'll be recorded, and we'll have a YouTube channel designated for those meetings, those weekly meetings. Anybody have any questions? I know I was talking kind of fast, but any questions you have, you can ask them now.
Will we be having the Zoom meetings like during class times or no?
No, because like what we found out was that it's kind of hard to do it at a specific time and get everybody to be there, right? And so what we'll do is we'll schedule those face-to-face Zoom meetings at different times, and then Dr. Collier will coordinate that part. But it'll be at a time that we can get maximum input, right? So the more people we can get, the better. But again, we're gonna record it. So then if somebody has to work, you can always go back and watch the recording and then come back with questions. One thing that you will have unlimited access to is you can ask all the questions you want. It doesn't matter. You can email and say, hey, I got a question about the X, Y, and Z. Can I get 15 minutes or 20 minutes? And we can set that up. So don't hesitate to ask questions about something you don't understand. But the Zoom meetings, we're going to try to set it up to get like maximum input. We may even do a poll to see what the most effective time is. And I know
they can always email me and set up another meeting if they can't meet during those times.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I know Dr. Collier is very amenable to like one-on-one sessions, and he don't have any problem with that. So anytime you can't make a Zoom session, email Dr. Collier and set it up, and he'll set up a secondary time. And it may just be you and him, but you'll still get a chance to have your questions answered. All right, any other questions about anything?
So just making sure week 1 is due this Sunday at 11:59.
Say that again. Well, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And what I'll do again, because it's already Monday, right? What I'll do is for that first exam, I'll actually leave that open past 11, the exam now, I'll leave that open past 11:59. But all the assignments and everything else should be turned in by 11:59.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. Anyone else? Hold up, I see a question in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Oh.
All right, well, it's like updated for some. Yeah, so the assignment due dates are that's understood to be Sunday at 11:59. Everything is due Sunday at 11:59. Right? So there's the due dates are not necessarily they're not going to be posted. When you're in a module, it's upfront, understood, plain and clear. Everything in that module is due on Sunday at 11:59. If you have stuff that you've already started working on and you want to submit it, by all means, do it. Yes, discussions, you can do that. Assignments, you can do that. If you've already done the discussion board, like if you logged in to Blackboard or whatever and you already did the discussion board, go ahead and hit submit. That's fine. But for just general knowledge, everything is due Sunday at 11:59. So they all know I'm not gonna send out a reminder or due date. This is due now. Don't forget it's Sunday. Don't forget I'm not gonna do that. I'm telling you all up front, everything is gonna be due on Sunday at 11:59. That's any week. So module 1, this coming Sunday, 11:59. Oh snap! I got to get my assignments. I got to get this. I got to get this. Turn it all in. When you get in week 2, that Sunday, that's when your stuff is due. When you get to week 3, that Sunday is when everything is due. So that's not going to change from week to week. But if you turn it in early, it'll be there. It won't disappear, and it won't, like, even if an assignment closes, it's still gonna be in the grade book. Right. So go ahead. If you already started working, by all means, you can turn in stuff early. I'm not against that at all. Yeah. Any other questions?
I haven't looked at the assignments yet, but is there anything that we need to actually print, or are the questions actually like on there for us to just write out?
Well, no, you don't have to print it per se, because it's not going to be, I mean, everything is digital, right? So if it's a PDF, I was saying earlier, you can edit the PDF. Like if you have an iPad or a laptop that you can write on, or your phone, however you want to do it, you can edit a PDF and then just save it and upload it back to Blackboard. But printing is not necessary. You may not necessarily have to print it if you have a way to edit it without printing it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And yes, Maya, I see your question about the discussion board. Yeah. So when I imported the class over, all the discussions, I just left them, right? So just add to that. Your name and the roster is totally different. So nobody from last summer is going to be on this roster. So when you turn in your discussion, it'll be reflected in the grade book for you. Like when it says that it's something that needs to be graded, I'll know that it was you and not somebody from last summer. That's just a carryover from when I imported the class. All right. Any other questions about anything? No? All right, cool. So just go ahead and jump in, start looking around, email questions if you have them. Don't be afraid to ask anything. There's no such thing as a dumb question, especially if we're not seeing each other every day face to face, or passing each other in the hallway, or bumping into each other, at Blue Seas or whatever. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Every question is valid. So if you have a question, ask it. And don't be afraid to reach out. You can email myself. You can email Dr. Collier. Either one of us will be able to answer the questions that you have. So with that being said, I'm going to stop. Let me stop recording.